Rapper Lil Nas X is no stranger to controversy, and prior to the weekend, he not only released a new music video that enraged the masses, but he also collabed on a new pair of shoes that led to people calling to boycott Nike. Allegedly, human blood can even be found in these new limited edition sneakers, and as you can imagine, religious communities are not pleased about this. I'm gonna get into all of the devilish details in a moment, but first, if you could do us a big favor and smash that like button, we'd really appreciate it. And with that out of the way, let's just get started. Rapper Lil Nas X has been absolutely breaking the internet prior to the weekend with his music video called Montero, Call Me By Your Name. In the video, Lil Nas seems to utilize a lot of religious imagery to describe a queer angel's fall from heaven. Although aside from the backlash he faced for imagery in his video, he also inadvertently started a Nike shoe boycott. After the culture and streetwear publication called Saint tweeted photos of a new shoe collab with the rapper, the internet went crazy. Allegedly, the shoes called Satan shoes each contain a drop of human blood. The official Saint account tweeted out more details on the shoe and said, mschf, which I'm just gonna call mischief from here on out, by Lil Nas X by Satan shoes. These shoes are Nike Air Max 97s. They contain 60cc ink and 1 drop of human blood, 666 pairs in circulation that will be individually numbered and selling for $1,018 and available for sale today, March 29, 2021. And to make matters worse, the Church of Satan account on Twitter replied saying, hook us up with a pair, fam, because that's always good. And as you can imagine, this only angered Christian conservatives even further. Not to mention, even the price tag was a nod to the Bible verse printed on the side of the shoe that reads Luke 10:18. And for the uninformed, that verse says, so he told them I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. Many people were shocked at the controversial sneaker that was said to contain human blood in the shoe itself, and while some called to boycott Lil Nas X, many called to boycott Nike or expressed confusion over whose blood is in this shoe. One user tweeted, wait, serious question, whose blood is it and what is the significance or symbolism of the blood? Please help me and others understand. Definitely we need to understand this better. The company backing this project is well known for creating some of the most controversial novelty products on the internet, and even they confirmed that there will indeed be real drops of human blood from 6 members of the company's team. Funny how that this is labeled as satanic, but what Nike has been doing to produce shoes for literally years just seemingly flies under the radar. Although this little exchange underneath that shoe promo tweet certainly serves as an excellent reminder of Nike's shady business dealings. Lee writes, the blood of the poorly paid Chinese kid that made them, no doubt. Which is followed up by a response from Monica saying, I told my sister about these shoes and she said, don't all Nikes have kids' blood on them? Facts. Big facts. This new controversy though with Lil Nas X even caught the attention of South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, who tweeted, our kids are being told that this kind of product is not only okay, it's exclusive. But do you know what's more exclusive? Their God-given eternal soul. We are in a fight for the soul of our nation. We need to fight hard and we need to fight smart. We have to win. To which Lil Nas X responded, you're a whole governor and you on here tweeting about some damn shoes. Do your job. Again, big facts. Although Nike wanted to make it very clear that these shoes in particular were made without their consent. The company clarified their position on the controversial shoe saying, we do not have a relationship with Lil Nas X or Mischief. Nike did not design or release these shoes and we do not endorse them. A spokesperson with Mischief also did tell the press that Nike was not involved in any capacity and that they love to sacrifice for their art. I'm assuming all of the negative press is that sacrifice. As I mentioned earlier though, this company is well known for their irreverent drops of tongue-in-cheek projects. They seemingly dropped some new exclusive pieces on their site every 2 weeks. Back in 2019, they even released a limited edition pair of sneakers called Jesus shoes, and these ones were also a modified Nike Air Max 97s and featured a steel crucifix as well as holy water sourced from the Jordan River. Some of their other big controversial drops was a laptop that was labeled as the world's most dangerous computer because of the sheer amount of viruses that were on it. This laptop though sold for over $1.3 million. Even in February, the company ripped apart 4 Hermes Birkin bags so that they could create a collection of sandals priced between $34,000 and $76,000. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on these new Satan shoes though. Do you think there is actual human blood in these shoes, or is the company just trying to fire people up? I think they're capping. I don't know about you. I think it's all cap. Whether Nike wanted to or not, they definitely got involved with this whole Lil Nas X Satan shoe controversy. The strangest part is that the company involved specifically said that Nike had no part in the collaboration with rapper Lil Nas X. However, some people are still tying the company to this shocking drop, and now they are filing lawsuits against the controversial company behind their modified Nike Air Max 97s. But before I dive into all of those details, make sure you smash that like button to show some support to the channel. With that out of the way, let's just get started. Shortly after the wave of backlash that Lil Nas X received for dropping his Satan shoes said to be containing a drop of human blood, Nike has filed a lawsuit against the company called Mischief, or mschf for their abbreviation if you want to go by that. According to the legal document obtained online, the complaint is for trademark infringement, false designation of origin, trademark dilution, common law trademark infringement, and unfair competition. The main reason you're seeing all of that trademark law being put forth is because Nike wants to absolve themselves of any responsibility when it comes to the modification of their shoes. I guess they're hoping the publicity on the lawsuit will make people understand that they in fact had no involvement. The last thing Nike wants is people not buying their shoes because they were under the impression that Nike loves collaborating with the devil. In fact, Nike is actually claiming that this has harmed their reputation. In a statement to CNN, the company said, "We do not have a relationship with Lil Nas X or mschf." They go on to say, "Nike did not design or release these shoes and we do not endorse them." mschf also confirmed via email that their limited edition drop of 666 pairs sold out in less than a minute, with Lil Nas X keeping the first pair. In the second page of the lawsuit, Nike explains how this drop has affected their image. In the legal documents they write, "Nike has not and does not approve or authorize mschf's customized Satan shoes. Moreover, mschf and its unauthorized Satan shoes are likely to cause confusion and delusion and create an erroneous association between mschf's products and Nike." In fact, there is already evidence of significant confusion and dilution occurring in the marketplace, including calls to boycott Nike in response to the launch of mschf's Satan shoes based on the mistaken belief that Nike has authorized or approved this product. The company then goes on to explain what they will do to protect that image, saying, "Nike files this lawsuit to maintain control of its brand, to protect its intellectual property, and to clear the confusion and dilution in the marketplace by setting the record straight. Nike has not and does not approve or authorize mschf's customized Satan shoes. As an innovative brand that strives to push the envelope and do the right thing, Nike knows it may not please everyone all the time. But decisions about what products to put the swoosh on belong to Nike, not to third parties like mschf. Nike requests that the court immediately and permanently stop mschf from fulfilling all orders for its unauthorized Satan shoes." But as I mentioned earlier, the legal team at Nike was just a little bit too late on this one. Had they filed back when the company made their Nike Air Max Jesus shoes, maybe they would have prevented this. But instead, the shoes sold out in under a minute, which means the stock price on these shoes just went through the roof, folks. This is a common occurrence and trend, if you will, that happens with cancel culture. The second that one side condemns a product that leads to the expulsion from the shelves, or book burning if you will, the value of these products immediately skyrocket. In the closing portion of the lawsuit, Nike signs off by saying, "A genuine Nike Air Max 97 shoe does not contain any of these customized features. Despite these drastic alterations, the Satan shoes will prominently display the Nike swoosh logo both at the top of the tongue and along the sides of the shoes. In the short time since the announcement of the Satan shoes, Nike has suffered significant harm to its goodwill, including among consumers who believe that Nike is endorsing Satanism." Examples of online consumer commentary are reproduced below. And as you can see, Nike came with receipts. People were calling the company a bunch of hypocrites, saying how terrible this was, and that they would never be buying Nike again for their family. So I see why Nike's public relations department is sort of having a bit of a conniption fit over this. Lil Nas X and his Satan shoes have been absolutely taking over the internet, and this custom drop actually had a lot of thought put into it. That's why today we're going to be breaking down all these secret messages, or Easter eggs if you will, that can be found in these limited edition sneakers. They sold out in under a minute, so let's find out why these modified Nikes are so alluring. But first, let's smash that like button to show some love to the channel, and with that out of the way, let's just dive right into the top 5 Lil Nas X Satan shoe Easter eggs. Can't believe I get to say Satan shoe and Easter eggs in the same sentence. Coming in number 5, the pentagram. Now, the pentagram was often used symbolically in ancient Greece and Babylonia, but today you are more likely to see it being used as a symbol of faith by many Wiccans. Similar to how Christians have the cross, the pentagram also has associations of magic and belief in a higher power, or I guess a lower power, if you will. Sorry, Satan. Nonetheless, the symbol hangs on the front of the shoe, similar to how one would wear the pentagram or a cross around your neck. Although if you look closely at the one on these Satan shoes, you'll notice that the 5-pointed star is slightly turned with a singular point facing downward. The slight adjustment suddenly gives it a more evil significance. You see, when turned like that, it becomes the official insignia of the Church of Satan. The symbol itself was first used in this way on the cover of the Satanic Mass LP in 1968, which just sounds like an awesome album, and later would appear on the cover of the Satanic Bible in 1969. 69. It has also been referred to as the material pentagram, which is representational of carnality, the feeling of morbid sexual desire, as well as earthly principles. Coming in number 4, the blood. When someone works hard on a project, we usually say that they poured their blood, sweat, and tears into it. However, in this shoe, someone quite literally poured their blood into it. According to a co-founder of mschf, Daniel Greenberg, the blood comes as a sacrifice from himself and some of his co-workers. Although when asked about how the company went about collecting the blood, the details were a bit sketchy. All he said in response was, "Not the best way, to say the least. I could tell you it's just kind of graphic, but like not by any means a good way of doing it." I don't even want to know. I mean, is there any truly good way of collecting blood as a sacrifice to the devil for viral attention? We don't think so. However, that also touches on the Easter egg of this blood. It's literally the real blood of the people who work to make the shoe. And if that doesn't make you appreciate them just a little bit more when you're wearing them, then dare I say you may be ungrateful. Coming in number 3, the price tag. Yes, that's right folks, even the price tag has some significance to the satanic shoe. Not only is it rebranded on the side as Luke 10:18, but the price of 1,000 $2018 is done on purpose to really put forth that verse from the Bible. And for those of you who are unaware of that, allow me to quote it for you to show its significance with this shoe. Luke 10:18 says, "I saw Satan fall to earth like lightning from heaven." And the significance of this line comes as Luke narrates Jesus sending 72 disciples 2 by 2 to every place he was about to go to. When the disciples return overjoyed by the fact that they have the authority over even demons while using Jesus' name, he tells them that this should not come as a surprise, as even Satan had previously fallen from heaven with no authority over Jesus. Coming in number 2, number of releases. Not only did the company that made these shoes in collaboration with Lil Nas X only release a specific amount, but they made sure it was a very specific amount. 666 to be exact. On the side of the shoe as well is also the unique corresponding number to the pair that you purchased. But let's dive in for a moment on the significance behind this devilish Easter egg. We have all seen or heard of this number before. In the New Testament, it was referred to as the number of the beast. However, in more recent times, it has widely become known as the number of the Antichrist, which if you're selling Satan shoes is pretty on par with branding, and yet it keeps a minimalistic design to the shoe while still implying that mark of the Antichrist. Last but certainly not least, our number 1 spot, Nike shade. Whether this Easter egg is intentional or not, you have to admit that mschf was kind of throwing some shade at Nike and their infamous sweatshops when they came up with the idea to inject real human blood into the shoe's heel. Because everyone knows that at the heart and soul of Nike is a little bit of blood and sweat and tears maybe from severely underpaid overseas workers. Now I'm sure with this lawsuit coming their way, mschf must be sweating just a little bit, but they're definitely not sweating as much as Nike trying to cover up their sweatshops. You know how this viral attention goes. It's like a spotlight gets put on the person or company, and everything that they've done in the past starts to come to light. Let's hope this is just not another wasted opportunity with people adjusting their anger towards the wrong people, i.e. mschf and Lil Nas X. But either way, that has been the top 5 Lil Nas X Satan shoe Easter eggs.